Today we are going to talk about my desk setup. Let's get into it. As the intro said, we are going to be talking about my desk setup today. Now I do want to do a separate office tour video at some point, but I did feel that a separate dedicated video to my desk setup might be interesting to some people, maybe not, but I thought it'd be good to go through what computer I use, file storage, and any other little bits that I have on my desk. So the first and main thing on my desk is my computer setup. I am rocking a 2020 iMac, which is fairly spec'd out. I don't know the specs off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna put them up on the screen now, and you can pause them if you wanna look at them in greater detail. I'll also just put them in the description below. But I love my iMac, and for some people, I'm sure they would probably prefer to work with Windows, but I've been working with Mac for pretty much before I can remember. I just love the workflow of a Mac, the user interface. I just feel it's super intuitive when I'm doing my work, especially when I'm editing videos or creating graphics or doing the motion graphics that I do. I just feel that it works best for me. It's not for everyone, but in my case, it's perfect. Next up is my second monitor, which is a BenQ Pro 27-inch. I have it in vertical mode. I just find it's really helpful when I'm editing videos to have all the files on one side down in a vertical way compared to the landscape of my iMac screen. Obviously for some people, they prefer to have both monitors horizontal, but that's just the way I like to have my second monitor. It's a great monitor. It's specifically very good for color and being color accurate. There's a million different settings for it, but it is quite a well-known monitor within the industry of being very good when it comes to color. On either side of those monitors, there are two speakers, and they are the Mackie CR4X's. They are monitor speakers, and they are brilliant. I edit a lot of videos, as you know, obviously, and sound design is a big thing when you want to elevate a video. So for that, you need some good speakers. And these Mackies are brilliant. The sound quality and the highs and the lows are, to my ears, sound pretty good. So it's super helpful to have decent speakers when it comes to editing. And these Mackie CR4s, Mackie CR4X's, are really good and within the kind of affordable range in terms of cost. Monitor speakers can get pretty pricey, and these are super affordable and super good quality. The least exciting and probably most important thing on my desk is my G Technology G Suite 28 terabyte file storage hard drive. It's not exciting and it is a pricey purchase, but it is worth it when it comes to storing all your files in a nice, neat way, as well as just backing up everything. A creative's biggest fear is losing all of your files, and this helps me store my files as well as making sure I have backups. Now it's 28 terabytes, but I have done it in such a way that those terabytes are split. So I actually only have an active storage of 14 terabytes. So anything I upload onto one hard drive automatically gets copied to the other. So if one fails, we have a backup. So as I said, not the most exciting thing, but essential when you do what I do. Next we have the keyboard and the mouse situation. The keyboard, I've just stuck with the standard keyboard that has come with the iMac. I like it. It does what I needed to do. I don't need the extra numbers on the side. So it's perfect for me. I also like the sound of the iMac keyboards. So I don't need these new like analog keyboards that everyone seems to be loving at the moment. I'm just plain old iMac keyboard for me. But when it comes to the mouse, I have the Logitech MX Master. It is a brilliant mouse. It's ergonomically feels great. It has all the buttons and things that you need. It's got a nice little scrolly wheel on it that you can have it click or not click, and a bunch of other buttons as well as the standard left and right. It's super smooth, it's super responsive, and it does what I need to do. That's one thing with the iMacs or Apple. Their mouses are not great. For long periods of time, ergonomically, they're not great. Also, if they need to be charged, everyone knows that the iMac or the Mac or Apple mouses have the worst charging port position known to man. I don't understand it, and I don't understand why they still haven't changed it. Apple really need to look into that. As a company that deems themselves to be big on design, that's one huge flaw that they need to correct. But with the Logitech, it has the charging port right at the front, so if it starts to go down while you're working, you can plug it in and work away without any hiccups. So the Logitech MX Master and the iMac keyboard are what I use. There are a couple of extras that I think are a great addition to my desk. What light is that? Oh, hold up a minute. My light went off. We're back. The light went off, so I had to swap it for a new one. Audio. Some small little details that I've added to my desk for aesthetic and functional reasons are the Delta Hub Carpio 2.0 and the Delta Hub Medium Felt Mat. Now the felt mat is just what it is. It's a felt mat that goes on the desk, but the Carpio is a ergonomically designed 3D printed device that sits under your wrist as you use your mouse. Now, as I said, I sit at my desk 99.9% of the time. That's where I spend when I'm doing my work. So it's actually quite unnatural for your hand or your wrist to be in that position with a mouse and your wrist coming down. So the Carpio sits underneath your wrist and it helps support it, reducing any kind of aches and pains that you might get throughout the day. It's super affordable, just kind of looks kind of cool on your desk. And I think it's a must-have for an editor, especially when you're editing for long hours. A couple of other additions for my desk is my Anker 7-in-1 adapter. It allows me to have a few extra ports when it comes to USBs, SD cards, micro SD cards, HDMI, all of that, and it just kind of sits here underneath my computer so I can have quick access. Another thing is this lamp, which unfortunately I actually don't know the name of. I got it from a store here in Ireland called Dunnes Stores, which is kind of the equivalent of like a small Walmart maybe? I'm not too sure. But it sells clothes, homeware, food, all that sort of thing. And I saw this on the way to the checkout a few years ago, picked it up. It's kind of been with me ever since. Another fun addition to my desk when it comes to lighting is this LED strip that runs along the back of my desk. It's the GOVI LED strip. I'm a big fan of accent lighting and RGB lights. I just think it adds a lot to a room and I can change it depending on my mood in terms of color. So yeah, I just think it looks really nice. Obviously, I need something comfortable to sit on for long periods of time, so I have this ergonomic office chair by Intey. I-N-T-E-Y. Pronounce it however you like. It's really comfortable. It does what it says on the tin. Not much else to talk about really with it. It's a chair. The desk itself is actually from IKEA. It's kind of a combination of different IKEA items. It's got 2 drawer units on either side with a tabletop on top. I wanted it to be nice and long because I knew that I was going to have multiple monitors, I knew I was going to have speakers, and I needed an additional room, especially if I needed notepads to write on. I just liked the idea of a wider desk setup. I might look into upgrading it maybe to a standing desk at some point, but at the moment it does what I needed to do and it's relatively affordable from IKEA. So that's it for my desk setup. It's something that I have been working on for quite some time. When I look back at where I used to work on, which was like a kitchen table in the middle of an apartment that I shared with 3 other people, to have this dedicated space where I can work and be creative and have this desk or area that helps me and is conducive to me creating and developing my work. I will put everything that I talked about or discussed in the description below, so if you're interested in anything, you can find it down there. Comment if you think there's anything I could add to my desk setup, if you think I'm missing anything. I'll save a few plants over here. As I said, I will be doing a dedicated office tour video. As you can see, a little bit of a sneak peek of kind of what the theme is throughout the office. But I hope you enjoyed this video. So like, share and subscribe so you get notified when I post new videos. This is the second video, quite close to another previous video. So I put that down as a win. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Toodles. Oh, we're still recording.